So 2016. Here's Lowndes here on the right. Here's SvG. SvG wasn't smashing Whincup. Whincup was doing a pretty damn good job. No, Whincup up, Whincup. SvG, SvG, SvG. Whincup, Whincup. SvG, SvG. Whincup, Whincup. SvG, SvG. Whincup, Whincup. Can't see that, thank you. Whincup, Whincup. SvG, SvG. Whincup, Whincup. SvG. So this is close. But I think you can see SvG started to really turn it on at the back end of the year. Front row starts for 8 races in a row. Like, I don't know if Whincup did that at all that year, but that was a performance. Definitely really switched it on there. Whereas Lowndes, his qualifying didn't used to be great, but I think it wasn't too bad here in 2017. So like, it's pretty rough here, but he was also putting in some performances, dragging the car into a better result. You know, the podium at Tassie, 11th to 2nd. But yeah, some races where the bad qualifying did not help. What else? Sometimes I just rocked up to a track and he was fast. Like Tassie, he was fast. Queensland, he was fast. I think he just must have had a bad quality at Tassie in that one. Queensland, he was fast, obviously. He got a race win. He was started on the front row and nailed the start and just bolted. That was how he won. I think at Perth, what was it? I think they had a really good strategy, and I think SvG Max actually did a video about it, so you can watch SvG Max's video if you want to understand what happened. There's a crummy one at Bathurst. Surely there'd be more to the story there than just moving up 5 spots. Not really great at all. Like when qualifying down the back really did not help him at all. 2017. So SvG started off quite well. He was beating Whincup in qualifying, and then Whincup started beating him and started racking up some results, and had a pretty consistent run for the championship. While Van Gisbergen, not so much. Yeah, it's not a great time there. But Lowndes was putting in some performances. He qualified in the mid pack and drive up to the top 10. You see here Perth, Winton, Darwin. He's just doing it pretty regularly. He just had some serious race pace that year, and was doing a really good job to be 6th in the championship. Didn't quite have the speed that he had in 2016 to rack up more podiums, because more podiums obviously means better points for the championship, and so things were actually going quite well for him. He had some dud races, obviously, but some solid results at the Enduros, which is very important for points, and then a double DNF, went from 6th to 10th in 2 races. But yeah, Whincup actually, he was doing quite a good job against Van Gisbergen. SvG was pretty inconsistent, whereas Whincup was up there, doing a great job. And it was sort of like a feature for SvG in these early years at 888. 2018, he just wasn't quite able to nail it consistently. But maybe across the board he was better. Whincup would definitely perform quite well. Like you can see here, he's on the front row in a bunch of races, doing a great job. And like SvG would be up there, but in the other races just be down. So Whincup doing a great job there. And Lowndes in 2018, it was getting worse. So he's still putting some performances in. Adelaide saving his skin. Getting some top 10s there, and still just like qualifying was getting worse. But not dragging it into the 10, just dragging it up to 13th, 12th. Because his qualifying was down in 20 odd, not in 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's definitely getting worse. And I remember at the time, like around Townsville, they were like, "Oh, is Lowndes gonna win his fourth championship that's long evaded him?" And I was like, "Lowndes is not gonna beat Whincup or Van Gisbergen. It's just not gonna happen." Like Lowndes wasn't really beating either of his teammates that regularly at all. He came second to Whincup. He beat Whincup, he beat Whincup that day and beat McLaughlin, I guess. But yeah, his teammates were pretty regularly smashing him. He was rarely the best guy. 2019, SvG was just not getting the results right. It was like, oh, screaming parity, but then you got Whincup up there just being consistent and racking up some results. SvG was qualifying not very well. Whincup was doing an amazing job, as always. And somehow he ended up second in the championship. I just be like, what? How did he do that? He must have made up some serious ground. It must have been the Enduros. What do you got? Bathurst, Gold Coast, and Sandown. I've included the race for the grid one here because apparently they did get points for it. They didn't in 2018. Not sure why, but yeah. 2019, I think they got points in the race for the grids. But I don't know. There's like a slight edge for Bathurst. But they must have hauled up a lot of points further up or something. I think I looked at it. It was like 5 DNFs or 5 bad races outside the top 10 versus 3 for Van Gisbergen. Was it 5 for Van Gisbergen? Maybe it was 7 for Whincup. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 for Whincup. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5 for Van Gisbergen. That would have been the difference.